I think you should be in on it. Not big enough screen.
Today, I had Jeannie research to get us spend that $4,000 by the end of the year. She's looking at computers, laptop. She messaged Austin Electric and Brookfield about some kind of video microphone system. We haven't heard back. Just so you know.
I heard the last half, but I didn't hear the spend $4,000 by the end of the
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Is that right?
You gotta hold-
Jaylene worked on.
Jalen.
Holy one, don't work on it.
Notified, sent an email to Austin Electric. He does sound system stuff, so we're gonna see what he says. And then it's okay with you for the laptop, my computer, I need mine. We need sound video. Yeah, I think we're up to 2,400 for the two.
That was cool.
Wesley, if he comes. Get cartons for Wesley if he comes.
Just dropped him off. You just dropped him off? No, Wesley.
Wesley did Paula did?
And they would say, we'll find out, and then that's when we.
Well, you're gonna have, if you're gonna try to keep it going, you're gonna have to find somebody. So you're gonna be doing the town,
Okay.
which is why I think that's.
Silent.
I didn't know if you, I didn't even know the law down, so Paul, and the other. Grabbing the early and these. Oh, it's a community action.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can we please stand and pledge the allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
This isn't a copy that here.
Don't want him.
On Bean Street. Sure. All right. Thing on the agenda is road repair, and we do have a. I went down Mahoney Road today and every day, a couple of times. And Ben, did your crew get the street sign that Kathy put at the end of the road?
I don't know. I don't think it was put out on it yet. We got a photo.
Right, Kathy put it at the end of the road. I just want to make sure you guys have it and that someone else didn't
Yeah, they
carry it off. They do have it. Okay, good. Excellent. Leanne, have we got all the signs in from the order you made?
I have a list going for the next time, and we closed, and there was another sign we added on there, Town Farm, or I
Right.
don't remember something.
When do you think you'll be doing the signs this coming week, Bim, or?
She's been working on some of them. I gotta get two of them, two people to go together because
Right,
those posts are tall and that post driver, it takes two people, so.
yeah,
Possibly tomorrow, tomorrow, I'll be working on.
okay, great, good. Well, I'm just glad, I was worried because, like I said, I've been on Mahoney every day and I saw the sign had left, I go, please, I hope Emily got that sign and it wasn't, the people that pulled it out in the first place, so, good.
I was on Mahoney Road today.
Yep.
I stopped to check with Jackson, Crab Hill Road in. So I stopped at that culvert there, it's washed out, and I don't know what D&D was looking at when he stopped there, but that culvert is rusted.
We have pictures of that culvert too, and it looks like it's solid, but it does look like it's rusted.
It's rusted, about 6 inches, say like this, it goes like this, about 6 inches up to the curve, it's gone.
So it's not just surface rust?
No.
Did you poke it or anything to see?
Sure,
Sure, you climb right down in
You
there.
can see, you don't have to poke nothing.
That was one of the culverts that we needed to replace. Rather than spending $2,000 on fixing up the old rotted out culvert, we should have spent maybe $2,500 to replace it. It needs to be longer, I've already said this to you.
No, actually, Ben, you didn't. You had said, just the last meeting, you had mentioned that the culvert needed to be replaced, but back in July, you said that putting a culvert in there, a bigger culvert, doesn't make any sense. The road keeps widening out and it's gonna need work, but it wasn't just till the very last meeting that you said that culvert needs to be
The
replaced.
culvert's one we've had on our mind, that we needed to replace because it's too short. And it's already starting to rust out at the bottom. Once you get that out, you're gonna find the bottom is all rusted out. But I just think it's foolish, nothing against the contractor. I think it's foolish to spend $2,000 fixing up that old culvert when it would have probably cost us, the excavator and the dump truck, $2,500 for the day and replace it.
But I'm pretty sure we had, with the complaint and from road committee and here, we asked for someone for you to take care of that, and you didn't, which is why we brought D&D in.
Every time I come in here, you and Kathleen, all you wanted to do was argue with me.
Trouble is,
It started on the first day of Kathleen being a select person.
through the summer, he really didn't know what he could do and what he couldn't do.
Anything that's pre-authorized,
And
we just want to know he's doing it
now
before
I
he does it
thought
and have it
I
agreed.
thought we'd pre-authorized this Bacon Lane thing.
There's a certain amount of work that the road commissioner is allowed to do, maintenance, stuff like that. And you people are acting like you wanted control over every $10 it's spent. And there's a certain amount of things that we do just as maintenance. But you two are on your power trip, and this is where we are. We've got nothing done.
So here's the deal. Back in July, and I know I've said this several times, after the town voted to cut our budget, everybody's budget, we felt that we couldn't just keep spending like the initial budget, and that we had priority roads, and we just wanted to have pre-approval before the roads got worked on. We wanted to know what the priority list was. And then people come in here and say, you froze his funds. That's not what we did at all.
Yes, it is.
It isn't.
I get knocked out of the hospital till the middle to the late of June.
You got out the day of the town meeting.
I wasn't allowed to go out of the house for about a month. You were bitching at me the other meeting about, I wasn't here when you were planning things in June. I was in the hospital.
We weren't planning things in June. We didn't start talking about having authorization till
Kathleen
July.
told me at the last meeting that she threw me out on, basically, was that where was I in June when all this work was being done? I was in the goddamn hospital.
Well, she didn't arrive until July 1st, whatever it was in July.
And the first thing was to block the money so we could do
We
nothing.
didn't block the money.
That's
So
exactly
we need
what
to
he
move,
did.
excuse me, we're not gonna rehash this every single meeting. We need to move forward. Talk about the road projects that are happening and get things done. If we sit here and argue all night, again, it'll be a waste of
Good.
everybody's
Move
time
right-
here.
Move forward. That's exactly what's happening.
So we're not gonna rehash everything. So unless you have something about a project we're starting right now, we're not gonna argue. We've argued this to
I said
death.
nothing now.
No,
about
I'm
that.
talking about the people with their hands
The thing
raised.
that we need to do right now is get some gravel up on Darrington Road, and we should go around with a skid steer on a certain spot of this new pavement we put down in the last 5 or 6 years. There's some spots that need to be pulled back against it to prevent the water from getting under.
So I thought we already, yeah,
Yeah,
can you hold on just a second? I thought we already approved for him to do that side work on
Well,
every dirt.
that's what
paved road.
that's what I thought too, the other day when I texted you, and told you he was doing Dakin Lane. You texted me back and said for him not to do the
You
side
guys
of the
shouldn't be
road,
texting each other out of a meeting
Yes,
for
I know.
one, so.
not to do.
Well, it's hard when he's not here, because then we're trying to work with Kathy and then, which is why I brought a work order book. Because all three of us and everyone in the audience, we need to be able to know exactly what was said and what projects are going on
Okay,
next.
okay, listen, that's what I thought we told him he could do.
That was weeks ago, it wasn't
Was-
last week.
Dakin Lane, filling up the edges of the shoulders of, mostly on Stetson Road.
Because women said the tarred roads, this is not last road committee. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we said, Bim said, I want to do those sides of the roads, the
Yeah.
ones we paved, and fix it so the water doesn't get under there.
Right, and then,
And we approved that.
and then you said, hold off on doing that.
No, I said, last week, I said, we want him to look at Dakin, but we didn't know he was fixing it.
Well, he did it,
Thank you.
and it come out good.
That's what I hear. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
So, but I think he should move forward and definitely do those paved roads that we said a month ago we could do.
Okay, so we'll give him his work order tonight, so he'll know what he can do. So one of the signs are okay.
Yep, the signs, and he needs to do that work on the paved roads,
Okay, the paved roads.
where
on
the sides need to
edges.
come back
Yep,
up so
yep,
that the
yep.
water runs off.
Yep. And he will be grading next month.
And he starts grading in a couple weeks,
So,
right, November 4th? Because next week's
So this is
October.
available, and there's a couple of dirt roads that we need to clean the turnout so it goes out.
A couple of the dirt roads, you have to clean what?
The water turnouts that just are plugged up with leaves and stuff, just general maintenance. We need to take a couple of days and go over all these roads and make sure the turnouts and the openings. So it takes a couple of days to go all over town and make sure they're all not getting undermined with water.
So do we know what roads those are, or is it every road in town?
It's a little bit of everything.
here and there, I guess.
Well, here and there,
Kathy and I rode
Could be a
around the other day
$6,000
when we went up on
project, or it could be a-
Darrington Road, and we saw, I showed her a couple of spots on Stetson Road, that new pavement's getting undermined. It's not a big deal to fix it, we need to just run along, pull that dirt back up against the shoulder of the tire. I don't know whether you want me to do it or don't want me to do it. I was gonna go do it, we were gonna do it Monday, as soon as we were done on Dayton Lane, and then I got under the impression, don't do anything.
Okay, so Ben, it's okay to go do that now. Stetson Road.
But we need to do all the roads, check them all, make sure.
Mm-hmm.
so Stetson roads and the newly paved roads is the ones you're gonna do.
Check,
No,
No,
he's
put
gonna do
gravel,
the
yes.
side work.
yes.
Stetson Road Darrington Road needs a certain amount of gravel to there. I told you guys way back in May, if you open that road up and get around maintenance, you want to plan on putting some gravel on it. I budgeted for the gravel, then while I was in the hospital, you cut the budget all the time.
We didn't cut the budget part. Everyone in town voted
Well, whoever.
for that budget.
Jim and I rode up to see the Rileys
Wait, can you just hold on?
Whoops.
So we're gonna clear the turnouts, right? Clear turnouts on dirt roads.
You making that up to give to him?
I am.
Okay, good.
So I got Stetson Road, newly paved roads, the side work.
Yep.
And then clear turnouts on dirt roads.
Mhm.
Wasn't there a third thing we just talked about? Oh, he's gonna be doing grading.
That's in November, next month.
Yeah.
And what about the Darrington?
I don't wanna haul gravel yet. We don't have to. We have time. It's not gonna snow next week.
What are we gonna do, wait for a snowstorm?
No, it's not gonna snow next week.
We'll see what these other jobs consist of.
What's the status of that easement?
Easement.
We're waiting on an easement for a turnaround.
We don't wanna
at
put
the
money
top.
into a road until we have a
Who's up-
deeded easement
That's
like
what
we're
I was
supposed
just
to.
saying. We was
Okay.
up there on the Darrington Road, seeing the Riley. Make it so that so the snowplow can turn around. It's what, been 100 feet by 100
That's what we're gonna write the
easement for?
easement for.
That's gonna be work. It's not just hauling in gravel at 100 by 100. Is
Well, we don't have.
Well, we can't do anything until we have that in writing though, because I don't wanna put all this money into the road until we have the easement.
Where do you think we're gonna turn around, back out?
No, we need an easement, that's all I'm asking. We don't wanna get the easement after we've already done the work.
What do we do, write that up or something, Deanne?
It has to be deeded. Ordinance says it has to be a deeded, 100-foot by 100-foot right of way.
I just have to include a map with a recorded form, and I can't make that up, because I don't know.
Doesn't know where it's gonna be.
That shows what's what up there, the barn and the.
Like we did for the
Yeah, same
Latoya.
idea, I can draw you out a sketch of what we're gonna make it for. We're gonna start with the corner of the new building that you built is a good point to start. It's a simple little easement.
Okay, you can do that for you.
So this is what I have, Stetson Road and newly paved roads, the side work. That he's gonna clear the turnouts on the dirt roads. November 4th through the 11th, he's got his grading work, and in the meantime, once you get the easement, you can start doing easement work. But you gotta have the easement first, you can't
Yes.
start doing stuff on somebody else's property without that easement.
You do realize that some of these things are gonna start freezing up here, we're almost the 1st of November.
I know. I'm glad, I can't wait for it to freeze up.
Okay, good.
So,
It's a lot easier.
Can I ask a
yeah,
question?
well, this way, we're all on the same page.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't it make sense to start bringing in the gravel?
So we are watching every penny, dime, nickel, and quarter. And so we wanted to see what the current projects are gonna come out for, which hopefully will be where they've been, whatever, where they've been estimated, as well as emergency road work that has been done, and we'll get the next bill with the next, when our November meeting is. And there's plenty right here for him to do for the next week or so, until our next meeting. So, and signs.
We need to get that gravel on Darrington as soon as we can and compact it so it can settle a little bit before it freezes up. It's hard to put gravel on a frozen road right in the fall when you're gonna begin plowing snow.
I understand.
Well,
Jump on that easement then.
Then get the easement and set, and
I
so that
don't
we
think
know,
I have any problem with him with the easement.
as soon as we have it, we can start doing work.
Well,
But to put money in a road that we don't have an easement to turn around in yet, I'm putting the cart before the horse.
Is that something that the town would draw up and just ask? for
No,
sign?
the road commissioner does that, and he's the road commissioner.
I can draw out a sketch.
And I also,
Him and I
yeah,
talk.
it would be great too, all the roads that you're plowing that, I'll give Lisa as an example, all the ones that you're gonna be plowing this winter. I know last year you complained that, you had locations that people had so much junk in the road you couldn't turn around. So if we can start working on those two and make sure that people in the area have stuff moved away so you can plow, whether that be our town roads or people that have stuff that's too close to the plowing area, so that it's safe for your people to plow and not be hitting stuff. And if we need to send a letter out through the town office, we'll do that. But you just let us know where you're having issues, and if you can't get them to move their stuff, we will.
People on some of these turnarounds, they get home at night, they pack their car in the road.
Right, but let's fix it before winter,
Yeah,
because that way Chris doesn't have to worry about Bear Mountain Road or all the other turnarounds we have. If they're aware, or else they're not gonna get plowed, because I don't wanna put our people at risk either, or your people at risk. Okay. I know I went and saw the Pratt Hill Road project. I know you went yesterday, Kathy.
Today,
And today, yeah, I went today. And looks like it's doing some good work. 2 days under his belt. And I know that he said that many of the roads people that live right on that road had stopped to talk to him, and they seemed very pleased he was there. And
I've had people come in, they're very happy to see someone working there.
yep,
I also, when I stopped today to see him, I asked him, he don't have no flaggers. Yeah. So I mentioned to him, this is, aren't you supposed to have some flaggers come in? Oh, yeah. He said, right.
he was interviewing someone tonight too. He had one guy.
When he gets further down around the corner, down over the hill, I guess, he said, he gets them in.
Well, when I went down through, his coworker was standing there with a sign, so,
Okay.
and he was in the excavator, so I stopped as he asked me, and then he didn't know who I was, so I pulled over. Yes,
The couple times that I've been by there, okay, yesterday afternoon, there was no flagger, okay? I went by this afternoon, and he's got a lot of cones out there with dummies sticking in them. You know, stop sign on one side, slow on the other. I don't call those real flaggers. He's not meeting the criteria. Now, you said you caught it. I haven't yet.
well, they didn't know who I was this
flaggers.
morning, yeah,
Isn't that part of the bid
is that part of the bid?
contract? You got flagger?
I will,
They can't be that expensive.
I will, I think it's more about, I know we had an interview today, so,
Kathy, did you mention it to him? You have
Oh, yeah, I
flaggers?
stopped this afternoon, told him.
Yeah.
well, he had a
Come on,
person there this
that's a
morning.
simple thing to
I
do.
understand that, I just told you, I went there and he had a flagger standing there,
Guess
so
what?
I can't, I'm not,
I'll be there all day tomorrow, and I'll be checking. If he doesn't have flaggers out there, then he's breaking the
Well,
contract.
if you're gonna be there all day.
Huh?
Yeah, hold the flag.
No, I'm not gonna. I'll just be observant.
It's a job I could do.
right, yeah, I went by a
And
pro wire
he's
truck
working
today, and
right
they-
on that second shaft curve, as you come off from 219, there's the first bend to the left.
You know what's
Bend to the
really
left.
unfortunate is we
Big one.
finally get some work going down there and
Well,
when
and
he's
then
doing his
And
work.
then I'm being critical. Hold it. I got the floor here, okay?
No, it's our meeting.
Well.
It's our meeting.
we heard your concern.
You're making your meeting, but I was talking, unless you got time limit, 3 minutes, I have that 3 minutes yet.
No,
There is a very sharp drop off on the left side going down on that second curve. I would think you had somebody there, a human.
we're finally doing something good and getting some road work done, and you're sitting here picking apart a job
I'm
well
thinking
done.
about, what do you think this board is doing on the road?
And what are you doing to help?
What am I doing?
Nothing.
Okay, all right, we
Oh,
need
is
to
that
move
what that was
forward.
for? I thought that was for something else you were putting up.
So I will contact Mr. Pitcher tonight and make sure that he has someone out there tomorrow.
I don't
Yes.
know.
David,
I'm willing to volunteer my time and stand there and hold a sign if I need to. If he needs somebody there, I'm willing to stand there and do it for him. Free. No money. I will hold the sign for him.
Hey,
Rather than complain, I'll help out.
very good, thank you for the volunteer.
Is this David right here? Hey,
Yeah,
David,
hi.
hi,
My name's David Bray.
hi, David.
I know we live in Hartford, like pay taxes here or something. but, I came here for 2 reasons, I'll take about 3 minutes. One is Al to tell you. I understand that he said at one of the last meetings that, there's no crusher in the pit over here, where we've been buying gravel. Crusher's been here for 30 years, we probably sold 500,000 yards of crushed gravel in that pit.
Emily actually corrected him last week too. Yeah.
State DOT built 18 miles of Route 219 out of that pit. They said some of the best road gravel they've ever tested for sill analysis or compaction both. They were really impressed with it. We stopped selling to the state and big contractors because we wanted to save the gravel for the town of Hartford and the town of Summit. Now, the guy's doing the job down there in Pratt Hill, put it in his bid, he's gonna get the gravel off PDAX. Well, I asked Bobby PDAX 4 or 5 years ago, I said, you must sell a lot of gravel to the DOT. He said, no, our gravel won't pass the state test for road gravel. That's exactly what he told me. Okay, now the other thing, well, on the same subject, I sold the pit a few years ago to the equipment. And I didn't tell the guy I sold to what Al Vitelli said about the gravel. Because probably would have been awesome, maybe personal. But you can't be making statements like that to the general public about something you don't know what you're talking about. Also, I heard that gravel went on Dakin Lane. Manly Dakin did the subdivision, he built the road out of his sand pit in Turner. That's why that road is always bothered. The cul-de-sac on the end of the road, the plow trucks get stuck up there. So they put some rag gravel up there to stiffen it up. But there's not a lot of things going around that aren't true. Well, I want to make one more quick statement. Jeremy Johnson was road commissioner for a few years. He's a contractor. There's Bimmy coming over. Town Hartford has the best town roads around. Turner will tell you that, West Paris will tell you that. The road program in Hartford has been spot on. Bimmy digs ditches, he puts culverts in, bigger ones where it's needed. Riprap's in, the fabric and riprap. Digs all the rocks out of the road, it's called a box cut. You dig out a big section of the road, 4 feet deep, take all the rocks, stumps, trees, fence posts, everything's in there. You haul away, you compact it, you put a lot of their gravel, compact it, all that gravel, and it's ready to pave. Now, this bid that you guys put out down on Pratt Hill, Billy had said that he would do that job for $50,000, hopefully he'd do it for $40,000. That was to get that road completely rebuilt, ready to pave. You accepted a bid for $60,000 for half the job. Next summer, what are you gonna do? Bid out another 60 for the other half of the job? You're wasting taxpayer money big time. I'm a taxpayer, I don't see my money be spent foolish. Billy has an unbelievable amount of experience. He hires a real good road crew. They really know what they're doing. I mean, even the paving crews come in, they say, man, what a nice job. Another
Thank you.
thing, down there, the people on your road committee know nothing about roads. I've been building roads for 50 years.
I understand.
They know nothing. To put riprap in ditches down there is a waste of money. There's this fabric called turlex. You roll it down the ditch, you seed on it, blow hay on it, stops erosion. What happens with this riprap, about 7 or 8 years down the road, the leaves, wood sand, limbs, and everything have to feed down the ditches. You roll the riprap in a truck and haul it off with the waste.
Well, we appreciate all your
Well,
feedback.
I'll
I
tell
do.
you something, this road committee, and you Selectmen, what they say, is not doing a town any favor. You're gonna spend over $100,000 on Pratt Hill before you even pay that. But Billy said $50,000, hoping to do it for 40. He knows exactly what he's talking about.
Dave,
We appreciate your comments. I want you to know that last week
Yeah.
that Emily stood up for you, and everyone here has their own opinions. I don't disagree with and agree with them. Hold on.
Mine is opinion, mine is fact.
So we need to move forward. But I so appreciate, I had never met you before. I've heard some great things about you.
Thank you.
Emily stood up for you, as I mentioned last week, and said that you did have a crusher and everything. You know, that BIM gets a lot of his gravel right from your pit. So,
Can I ask Al a question before I leave?
well, we're trying to stay on track.
No, this is on fact. He said publicly that we don't crush gravel. The pits ran out.
But Emily corrected him last week. She corrected
I'm
him.
correcting it right now.
Well, Emily did
Now,
too.
why did you say that?
You have to talk to the
Okay.
chairman of the board only, please.
Huh?
Chairman of
Would
the
you
board.
ask Al why he said that in front of me?
He didn't say that in front of you. He said that,
I said, would you ask him right now in front of me why he said that about us not crushing gravel? Would you ask Al to answer me? Or answer you?
Al, can you quickly just,
Yes, David, I never said you didn't have a crusher. I know you had a crusher. I've been in your pit a million times. I watched you crush gravel. I don't know how that statement came out that way, but you've always had a crusher. I know the people that work on your crusher. I've known you for 30 years. So I would not say you don't have a crusher. There's no way.
That's what it be back to me.
I know, that's the problem.
Yes.
Emily said, she told me that they could get gravel out of your pit, they could get out of Phoenix. There was no, you can't do it.
I don't care whether it's gravel, because I sold the pit.
Right, I know, I mean.
okay, so we need to keep moving forward. I appreciate everybody talking to each other.
But
I do,
one more thing.
You have to be quick. We need to move forward.
Really point to heart about how much taxpayer money is being wasted
absolutely,
by this city going up to bid. It's a big way. I know you feel that's the right way to do it, put it out to bid. It's not the right way to do it.
well,
It's not.
so the town has policies and procedures on
It's
putting
not-
things, would you hold on?
As soon as you got in there,
So our road committee,
Now we're
All
just
right.
arguing, it's time to stop.
so,
your road
We're
committee,
gonna- our road committee-
Not one person on the road committee knows anything about
yes,
roads.
we have two people on the road committee that have lots of road experience.
This was supposed to be about business, not about
Okay.
arguing and yelling at us. So,
All right,
enough.
so, let's see. I will contact, Pitcher and make sure he's aware that we need to he has to have more than one flagger, or at least have somebody out there flagging. People will have, let's see. Do we have anything from D&D for the, work on Mahoney? We have the contract. Did you pass that down to Leanne?
Is it contract? Is it our contract?
I have no idea. Is that our contract or his contract?
What's the difference?
It's his.
You asked for
Because
a
our
contract.
lawyer approved and our insurance company approved our.
It's his, it's a,
And you have his insurance on file for the estimate, for the bid. It amazes me that with all the help that we requested, when we were trying to get this together, where was everybody? So we went to external sources, and now you guys are arguing. What, Emily?
Are they hauling anything off of Pratt Hill Road when he's doing addition?
Can you answer that?
Is he hauling anything off?
Yeah, is he hauling anything out of the ditch?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's hauling it down the street to a landowner that came out and said, I would love to have some of that fill.
With what?
With what? He has a dump truck.
Is he driving it? Because he's running an excavator and he's running the dump truck.
So what?
And he's got a coworker.
Will you stop laughing, please? It's rude.
So there are two workers and they're each running equipment.
I'm just asking because I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yep. Well, when I was there today, they had the dump truck sitting there and he was loading the dump truck. And then the other young man was there holding the stop sign when I came down the hill. And he didn't know who I was, so
They ought to have a flag at each end with radios.
yes.
So this didn't go out to bid, so it should be a contract like all the others.
So have we got a blank contract?
Yeah, but we don't have his hourly wages or anything.
Right,
You
So-
have, you have his time and material sheet.
I do.
and a bid to do the work on that job.
This is a cost. You want to fill out the contract and sign it? It's up to you. I can send it to him now.
I thought we signed one because them two, you guys signed it, I didn't. Did something,
I didn't hear you.
there was something you guys signed it and I didn't because I didn't vote
Right,
for it.
picture
Yeah,
estimation.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's D&D, okay.
So they're still gonna need to sign our contract, okay? And we'll need to transfer this information, and then, what Pitcher did is he attached his stuff to our contract. Okay, so that would be awesome. And when is he planning on starting?
Friday.
And does he require a deposit up front?
No.
Okay. Who's gonna, hi Lee.
Yeah, I have a question about the whole flagger thing. I'm sure that Mr. Pitcher is running with a relatively skeleton crew, but isn't it a requirement in any of our contracts that the contractors carries like workman's comp?
He does have workers' comp,
That would cover his flaggers.
correct. He already turned that in, right, when he signed his contract.
Well, I don't know if he had workers' comp part of it figured out, or it was just his general liability coverage.
No, we've got both.
Okay.
Great. Richard, did you have something? I'm sorry, I
Well,
wasn't sure if it was your hand or,
well, a couple of things, I guess a couple of things. The select board controls person, that's been made very plain by Kathy Leonard. What Bill does and when he does it is up to him, and the select board should not be attempting to micromanage what Bill does, which is exactly what you're doing.
so if BIM wants to get
Exactly
paid,
what you're doing.
if BIM would like to get
And-
paid, McNeil Farms or
And
whoever
secondly,
he
if the
uses.
rest are going to jail, I will mention that I have heard rumor that there might be a little conflict of interest between somebody on the select board and the party that's doing the work on Pratt Hill.
No, there is not.
It's a rumor, it's a rumor, and of course, you send me to jail for it, but that's what I've heard. That there may be a conflict of interest between somebody on the select board
Well, there
and
isn't.
the party that's doing that work on Pratt Hill. Now you can.
You guys need to instruct him with better
That's what I've
information.
heard. And it's not, I don't know where the rumor started.
It sounds like it's starting right now. Right here.
No,
Sounds like it started right here.
No, it didn't start with me. I've heard it,
Yes,
I heard it
It's
somewhere
enough.
else.
as we are not going to be basing anything on rumors and innuendos and posting on Facebook and,
No.
all right. So I think that does it. We have our assignment list. Oh, yes.
Question for him. If he can, on his list of to-do things, there is on the way up to Kraski's up in March, just as you pass the Gauding Hermit Lane intersection, probably, I don't know, 200 feet, the culvert that crosses the road on the right side, it's all the road's starting to collapse, I think it's undermining it.
That's one of the things we need to.
I put a flag in there, but,
Yeah, I think that's one of the things he was talking about on the sides.
well, it's more than shoulder.
Okay.
Some of those spots are gonna need like a 3-yard load of
Yeah.
material dumped in there. Usually the little one-ton works along with the skid steer, and if you need a yard here or a yard there, that's what we're putting.
So
Yes, Paul?
So you had mentioned earlier about them working on living edges, but you had mentioned only on the new paved roads.
That's what he had originally said. On new paved roads, he
I
wanted.
believe you're talking all roads, right? Then-
I was most concerned with that new paved road that we spent a lot of money on. But the spots on town farm that need to be turned out clean, dirt roads have the same issues.
That's why I'm bringing this up, because I
It's
want
all
to be
the
clear.
whole group of them, but I was
Even
most,
Town Farm has a spot
Yeah,
where
bad.
the water is starting to dig away at the road.
mostly concerned with the new pavement that we spent a lot of money on.
So if
One
you
place
just,
up by the bridge.
what I don't want you to do is get yourself confused next,
Right,
whenever you
next
have a next meeting, and you find out that he went on Town Farm Road and fixed some shoulder work, and you specifically wrote down only on new paved roads. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay, well, and I wrote it down because that's what Bim had requested several weeks ago, and we said to go ahead, so.
Right, in his conversation today, I heard him saying all roads. So I want to make sure that you are clear with what his expectations are.
Okay, Richard?
That culvert that you were talking about earlier, that's a difference of 3 months between what Bill was saying earlier and what was looked at just recently, and that's a lot of rain and a lot of weathering, and that culvert could have changed that much in a 3-month time.
Thank you. All right, I think that's it for this evening. We've got
We got worded,
the list,
like he said.
Stetson Road and newly paved road side work, and I'll put,
it's not Big McNeil, it's McNeil Farms. We need to stop using the two of those
no,
No.
this is the road commissioner who then assigns it
That's
to
him.
You want
Okay.
the list for me? Or do you want me to bring it?
Stetson Road newly
We're
paved
gonna do it 1 minute tomorrow.
roads.
All right,
You all set with me?
Well, hold on, I'm gonna give this to you.
I was gonna give it to him tomorrow.
You'll give to him, you promise.
Yeah.
Can I get cones on Mahoney, by the way? If you have them, I'll take them and I'll put them on my way home.
No, I got some in the truck. I was gonna bring them over that day, but you said you put a slide out.
Right, but I needed the cones too, just because the sign is just one way.
All
Oh,
right,
shall I
I'm
do
gonna
it?
drop them off.
But if you put them out up, I'm happy to drop them off on my way back.
I'll just swing through and do it. All right,
Yep,
have a good evening, everyone.
you too.
too.
Not bad. Up there, what Diane was just saying.
At least we'll have it in order and we'll know what's supposed to be done and what's not. And we all are right here doing it, correct? Yeah, I'm gonna start again. So this job work order goes to the road commissioner, who then assigns, I'm just trying to keep everybody's line straight. Then he assigns who's gonna do the work, which we know will end up being McNeil Farms, but the request goes out to the road commissioner.
So as far as conflict of interest goes, from everything that I've read thus far, the real conflict of interest is between the road commissioner and his own financial gain through his own.
That's not what the rumor.
Contract
That's nothing to do with the
business.
rumor I heard.
That is, well, you're talking rumor, I'm talking fact.
I know what I heard, and I know where, and I know who told me.
We have
I
tried
don't
to,
know who told that person. but
we have
It's
tried to,
apparently flying around town.
we have tried to keep it local with the apparent conflict, financial and legal conflict of interest. supported by an ordinance drafted to support the
Once
conflict
one
of
of those things
interest.
gets started, it
So-
it can get going pretty fast.
We have said nothing. What, Emily?
Never mind.
Was it for me or for her?
Neither. I was just gonna say you shouldn't be talking about Benny while he's not here, you should. Excuse me, that was rude. That was extremely rude. You shouldn't be talking about Bim when he's not here. If you have something to say about Bim, you should say it while he's here.
And this room has
I think
nothing to do
we
with
were
his property.
trying to,
You were-
yeah, I think we're trying to differentiate why I'm writing road commissioner versus McNeil Farms.
She was on something different.
This room has nothing to do with him.
Can you hold
to
on
start
so I
with.
can finish writing this,
Will you
please?
please stop?
Yeah.
No, I don't know who, if you think there's some sort of relationship between Pritchard or Pitcher or D&D or whatever. And I didn't, Richard, I want you to know I didn't date any of those people either.
Is he single?
Yes, you're single.
Damn, I'm too old.
Yes, Leanne, he is single.
Really? Does he like old ladies? I don't know. Just kidding.
Put easement work. Sign installs.
Oh, Leanne, did we get a new Church Street sign? To put on Long Road?
All right, I don't have to.
It was on the
reading
list
That's
before.
coming up next after that.
It wasn't in the back.
And then what did Diane say? How do you spell that, with a K or C?
And I have to check this out, but I know we have an old one that doesn't have that big white border around it. It just says Church Street, but,
I have a list for you.
Culvert.
That's it.
Okay,
Looks good.
okay. Excellent. Paul, you had something.
Yeah, so everybody understands, Pitcher has signed a contract. So means and methods of Pitcher doing this work is totally up to him. Not saying anything about the flaggers, but how he does his work. If he has 10 guys or if he's got 2 guys. He has a contract, he is gonna do it in X amount of time, and it doesn't matter to me or should anybody else how he does his work. So as long as his work gets done in that amount of time, and then he does what he's supposed to do inside that contract, that's it, that's all that matters. So, all I'm getting at is that we shouldn't sit there and decide on whether how he does one thing or how he does another thing. This is what his contract says, it doesn't matter to me how he does it, because me trying to tell him he needs to do it this way is incorrect.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Under this, have you discussed Mahoney Road yet? Because we're all with Jim here, but I couldn't hear whether you had discussed Mahoney Road. Have you?
We did. We have the contract here, we need to work on.
Comment.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, and the fact is, I think this Mahoney Road wouldn't have happened. Sylvia called me and said, hey, have you seen the big hole by Mahoney Brook? And I says, no. Went by it. Now, if I hadn't gone up there with her and she insisted that I help her put some couple of posts in.
Thank you. With the flags on it, thank
This
you.
wouldn't have happened. But I went up there afterwards. And the simple solution would have been probably get some length of log, a wood hardwood log, put it up there, stick it in there, and then put some other logs in there to crib it up, and then put a mat against it, and put some gravel in there to hold that upstream in. That would have been the easy solution, then it wouldn't have cost me. But I went up there and looked, and it says, because Bill says, I think it was a 6 foot. I said, that ain't a 4 foot. Well, it's a 5 foot. okay? But on the downstream side, I looked up in there, as far as I could see, I didn't have a light in, but it's rusted right in the bottom. So that's gonna start pushing and coming in, okay? The pressure is gonna push that in. So why put a little Band-Aid on that upstream side? Why don't you just bite the bullet and put a culvert in it? Now, that's a 36-foot culvert. Now, the road is probably maybe, I don't know, 22 foot, maybe 24 foot wide. But because it's on an angle, it's a 36, but it's not long enough. The road edge is right there on the edge of that culvert on both ends. The easiest solution is get a 40 foot, 220, put it in there, okay? Then you're gonna have an extra 2 foot that you can crib up around it, okay? To prevent water from erosion. And it's gonna be very easy, and on each end of it, just grade it off before you get to the culvert, okay? And that will take care of it. Now you got something that's gonna last a long time, and you don't have to worry about that culvert caving in.
Actually, those are great ideas.
That's what?
Those are great ideas.
I'm sorry. What? Like hearing?
Those are great ideas.
Well,
Thank you.
well, why don't you act on it? Instead of putting a Band-Aid on
So
it.
right now, we are gonna put a Band-Aid on it because it's already almost beginning of November and,
It's getting, okay,
and it was,
time-wise.
yeah.
Time.
And so, and Bim had already talked about that road needs a lot more work because it keeps spreading and it needs to be like dug up and put something else in there.
There are a couple of wet spots in there.
Yeah,
that I
you've been
know-
in there in the spring, I have too, and it's like pudding.
Right, so that's gonna be dug out and put something in there, to bring that level up, so the drainage. And in a couple of those spots between the brook
Yeah,
and before you get to her field, it's kind of flatter there, and there's not much area for drainage.
correct.
And who's
Yeah.
gonna go to the, left side towards the bog in there, okay? Left side heading towards the brook.
So I think it's gonna be a bigger project that
Okay,
Bim's gonna end
so-
up, or whoever's gonna end up doing it
That-
next year.
That will be a project for next year, is what you're suggesting.
Correct.
Okay.
Because we're worried that somebody's gonna slide off into that big hole that's now been there.
That's- The diagonal side is a better indication than a couple of little holes with flag on it, okay?
Right,
But when I go by there, I'm not on the right side of the road, unless traffic's coming. I'm down in the
Yeah.
road. You can see, it's good blind sight.
well, we've got 2 stop ahead signs and a stop sign, and people keep driving through up here. So my concern is Mahoney, someone's gonna be doing texting or doing something not,
You could have the
Appropriate,
same
they're gonna
situation
fall
as you do right up here on 219 coming in at 140.
I know,
You're gonna go right straight through there, you're gonna hit a tree, you're gonna die.
that's my
Why
concern.
people take signs down?
I know,
It's beyond
I
me.
know, yep. Okay, great. So, I have this, we have our copy, and Em, you'll give this to Bim tomorrow, that would be really nice of you. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't.
And can you tell me, please, what the cost was to repair that, to
Repair,
up the culvert on the Mahoney Brook?
2,000, a little over 2,000.
$2,000.
It's 2,075.
Thank you.
$2,075 to replace that. I was cut
Oh, wait
a
a
few
sec.
trees, got it and done it.
See, because I just copied that one. So. I'll rewrite this on the other one.
Do you want me to take that one back, Kathleen, and hold on to it? Do you want to hold on to it?
Thank you, Em.
I wouldn't look at it, I'll drop it off.
I appreciate all your hard work. Thanks for fixing the ditch and stuff up on Sam Annis. That was a pretty gnarly, that was a pretty gnarly
It was
mess up
not
there.
a tree, it was 2 branches. That's it.
Well, the picture looked like it was pretty,
It looked bad until I got down in there and looked. I was like, this is just 2 branches that fall off the tree. So I hauled them out and put them on the side.
thank you.
Kathy told me to go up there with a chainsaw thinking it's a real tree.
Looks big.
It did, it looked big in the pictures. Well, thank you though.
Yeah.
All right. So next we're gonna move on to, we're gonna adjourn this meeting and we're gonna move on to our community action grant workshop, which we're gonna look at, we had already done target lists a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I put copies up there, do you have a copy?
I do not, I didn't grab that. Oh, I think I do. This one.
Yep.
Yep.
So you're, yeah, she said we've already done the workshops and things.
All that.
Yep.
We don't need to do this, you guys.
We can use the list that we have. Great. Because Kathy,
You got it.
thank you.
Emmy.
What?
You got the paper?
She's got it right
Okay.
there. Right here. Yep. Thank you.
Welcome.
So one of the strategy areas was modernize main buildings, and so, we put in, of course, heating and cooling in here, and solar. But one of the things we wanted to do is, for energy efficiency, is replace windows. And then, we've had issues with this door out here.
These are the items that Hartford had on their list. I guess I didn't make copies of that. So
Is that the ones with the arrows? My paper has arrows on it, on the second page, well, third page.
maybe she can read those.
Yeah, I'll read them. You want to do it?
What these?
Speak loud.
No,
You want me to do it?
We had to get a bunch of meetings.
Okay, so, here's our community action priorities that we developed a little over a year and a half ago. And, so of course, we know broadband access is in there. Energy efficiency and weatherization for town buildings, and that's where we had talked about, replacing windows. Energy efficient lighting, heat pumps, which we already got, which is great. CEO professional development for code enforcement, which I know he's been doing some. Renewable energy ordinances, all ready to make some progress. And of course, we've got solar panels. Install renewable energy on town property, which we did. Incentivize local food production. Natural resource and habitat inventory. Community vulnerability for our aging population. I'm just looking at tick-borne disease education, stream crossing. So, but the ones that we had priorities for were the heat pumps, which we already got, and energy efficiency for both of our town buildings, which would include, like I said, windows. Install renewable energy on town property, which we did for solar. But the new grant money that Leanne and I set in on that grant was all about upgrading buildings and projects. If we want to do stuff with multiple communities, for like incentivizing food production or like evacuation procedures, stuff like that, if we wanted to do a multi-town grant. But there was a lot of paperwork involved if we decide to do something with multiple towns.
And just one town can apply for up to $75,000.
Yep. So we can apply for up to $75,000 for weatherization or energy efficiency. And so we've got multiple projects that we could do. And so what we're looking at is, and then make a 90-degree turn in.
Elections.
Huh? Election stuff. So we've got plenty of projects, but we can apply for up to $75,000.
Did the bathroom fit into that?
And the bathroom fits into that because of energy efficiency and the way. That's how they said when I talked to them, they'd asked me to call them back. And I said, we have this totally separate heating unit in there. And they're like, ooh, energy efficiency. And I said, it's also not handicap accessible. And so they thought we might be able to tie that all together. So I'm not sure how far 75,000 will go. And we'll need to have some. Anyone else have any other energy efficiency or building upgrade ideas? What you got, girl?
Oh, one of my thoughts is that this being one of our only historic buildings we have, that replacing windows or something like that would be, not recommended, but one of the things you can do is, we actually have a workshop in Norway on this, it's called window dressers, and they basically make these, the wood frame inserts with a plastic panel that you can just set inside the window in the winter,
Right.
which basically allows you to maintain your historic integrity of the building and still save a lot of energy for cold weather.
Well,
It's not $75,000, where, on the other hand, I think you're gonna find that an upgrade to the restroom to make it handicap accessible will suck up a good lot of that.
Yep. Well, we need to get some quotes and see what we can fit into 75,000 and
Use their own contractors, something.
we have to have an approved contractor.
$75,000, you can do everything you talk about. There's no reason why. Windows, replication windows.
They got estimates and submitted them with the grant application.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't something we did
No,
on our own.
but we will this time.
We will this time.
We don't
Remember,
need
that's
that.
what
No.
we had signed up for their program, so.
But we're already signed up, we're ready to go, we just need to submit the application, but I said November, but I was looking at the whole total package. December 17th or.
Right.
December something.
Yeah. But November is something's due, like, yes, we're gonna apply
No,
with the project
that's the
total.
service provider grant, I believe.
Oh,
I said.
they covered so much in that grant
They
workshop.
said proposals are due.
Not efficiency for me,
December 17th.
not efficiency for me, grant.
Community action grant.
It's a community action grant.
Once I was looking at word A10, which is on the first page.
Broadband access. This one?
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
And also, F15, under strengthened public health.
Peer-to-peer checking on vulnerable folks.
It's never a peer-to-peer program, in other words, a way that, we know who needs to be checked in and who some of the people are who can be checking in. G5 seems pretty critical, although I think we've worked pretty well in the past with Jeff Stern on some smart crossing ways, but, I think that's an important one.
I'm pretty
Right.
sure.
I'm looking at the dots of where people put dots.
Yeah.
Is that what you have?
I'm pretty sure we have to go by this list, which I did not copy because I wasn't checking. Because we already had the workshops and the hearings, and this is what the community said.
It's last year's.
Yeah.
She already read them.
So, but F15 did have one dot, and I do love that idea of checking in on,
That was my doctor, I put it there, because that seems really critical.
checking on vulnerable people, like a volunteer program to get people who's shut in or recovering from surgery or whatever. It's F15, I think, on that
People
list,
who would qualify as vulnerable,
right?
depending, of course, on
Like a
what kind of
119
need
and
we have.
like 219 and Herbie.
Right.
Herbie would be a classic example of somebody who qualifies as vulnerable.
Okay, so we need to get some quotes in and some ideas. And what's the deadline? December what?
17th.
17th.
I can contact a few contractors and see if we can give rough, but are we asking for everything, the windows, the doors, the?
I think that if we can get quotes for right now, and we'll see how far 75,000 goes. But, and then prioritize what we can get. I mean, if replacement, getting some sort of replacement or insert takes up all the money, then we can only do one project, but hopefully it doesn't. But it would be great to be able to, election-wise and accessibility-wise, to be able to get an entrance in here that voter access was a concern, and also handicap access, and then keeping people warm, because even though those curtains are lovely, that'll help. But
I know a lot of people were into broadband, boy, that costs something.
well, they already, the email that came back showed that they, quite a few of was it ProWire and First Light are wiring the area right now.
I know Judy Hamilton was, that letter she wrote us about broadband. She ain't got it yet.
So,
we better keep bugging.
did you get the email that Peggy Matthews sent to all of us about
Yeah, I should have it within 5 years.
that it's supposed to be wired? But our broadband committee hopefully will be calling.
That's what you gotta do, keep calling.
Yeah, that's what they said from the start.
Okay. Are there any other energy efficiency projects that anyone can think of? If we're gonna,
I don't know how much clearance you have, but you can go with, there's enough clearance, just spray foam or not. If you have at least 24 inches, we can get the spray foam and meet the floor.
Oh, yeah, there's no insulation in any of this.
wow, really? You guys didn't do blown in or anything like that years ago?
Us.
Why? We didn't even used to use this for board meetings. This was opened like once or twice a month. We heat it up for a couple hours and then let it get cold. There's no water in here. There's no reason why it can't be let cold.
Yeah, but this was built before, right?
Yeah.
Our fault.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think it's a,
Insulation.
all right. I will look at the application with you, Leanne. And,
Yep, I put the correct one in your cubby. I don't know if you got it.
gotcha. I think I did.
So Steve, insulate like the basement and
That'll spray it.
I wonder if there's any up there.
I don't see anything else up to the left of the raise, I didn't see anything there.
That's a job.
Yes, for sure.
I know. Sawdust.
I was gonna say, when we took apart our house in Mechanic Falls and went to redo the floors, I couldn't believe how much newspaper was in the walls and in the floors for insulation. Just newspaper, dated from the 1800s, wicked cool. All right, so, we're gonna be looking for, if you guys have ideas of contractors, get them to Leanne, we'll get some people in here to do some quotes.
Yeah, they have community members that would be willing to volunteer their time. Sometimes they do.
Yep, sometimes they do.
We wouldn't need to. Well, just for materials, I guess.
Jesus was.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we can also put something on our Facebook page, correct? Yeah. It says that we're looking for contractors to do some energy efficiency upgrades to the town hall and to contact the town office for more information.
Just include everything and then we can
Yeah.
itemize so we can pick and choose.
Right. Great. Excellent. Thank you very much, everybody.
Meeting adjourned.
I bought toys. Oh, meeting adjourned. Becky, I bought toys.
Steve,
I bought toys for yours.
before you leave, I got that thing for you.
I don't have any grandchildren or anything, so. I was like, let's go buy some toys. So cool. Thank you. Thank you, everyone at home.